All right, hello everyone. Today we are heading out on a journey to a really spectacular corner of Scotland's Isle of Skye. I mean, this is a place where the land crashes into the sea in just the most dramatic way you can possibly imagine. We're going to dive into the raw power and the ancient stories that are literally carved into the island's coastline. You know, when you're on the Isle of Skye, especially on the Trotternish Peninsula, geology isn't just some boring science class. Nope, it's basically an action movie. I'm talking towering monoliths, sharp, jagged spires, and valleys that honestly feel like they're straight out of a fantasy novel. And where we're going today, it's like the stunning double feature, right at the heart of this whole geological epic.
So, let's get our bearings. We're heading about 15 miles north of the town of Portree. And why? To find the stars of our show, Kilt Rock and Mealt Falls. And trust me, this spot is so much more than just a pretty place to take a picture. It's a place where nature itself gives a huge, very literal nod to Scottish culture.
Okay, first up, let's talk about this magnificent cliff face. The name is Kilt Rock. And I know what you're thinking, right? Sounds like something the tourism board cooked up. But as you're about to see, there is literally no better name for this incredible natural wonder.
So what are we actually looking at here? Well, this is Kilt Rock. In Gaelic, it's called Crag and Faildy, and it's a staggering 90-meter-high sea cliff. I mean, this thing is such an icon on the island that for centuries, long before we had GPS or anything like that, sailors actually used it to find their way. All right, so how on earth does a cliff end up looking like a kilt? It's a fantastic story, written in stone that goes back about 60 million years. It all happens in two parts. First, you've got the pleats. See those huge vertical columns? That's basalt rock. It formed when volcanic lava cooled down, and as it did, it cracked into these almost perfect hexagonal shapes. Then, layered right on top, you get the tartan. These are horizontal stripes of gray dolerite and sandstone. So when you put the vertical pleats and the horizontal tartan together, bam, you get this incredible all-natural tartan pattern. And can we just stop for a second and think about the scale? We're talking 90 meters. To put that in perspective, that is roughly the height of a 30-story skyscraper. It's just this silent, massive monument of stone, proudly wearing its national dress, all sculpted by fire and ice. It's just mind-blowing.
Okay, so if Kilt Rock is the strong, silent star of the show, then Mealt Falls is its wild, roaring co-star. And this isn't just any waterfall. It's one of the very few in all of Europe that plunges straight into the open sea. That makes it a super rare and really special thing to see. What's funny is, the source of all this roaring drama is surprisingly peaceful. The water actually comes from Loch Mealt, which is this calm little freshwater lake right across the road from the cliff's edge. So you have this totally serene lake that just suddenly decides to drain out to sea, and its water takes this absolutely incredible leap of faith right into the void. And wow, what a leap it is. The falls just plummet something like 55 to 60 meters in a total free fall. They come crashing down onto the rocks and into the deep, dark waters of the Sound of Risset way down below. It's just this constant, powerful display of raw natural force. But here's the cool thing about Mealt Falls. It has two completely different personalities. On a calm day, it's just this beautiful, elegant white ribbon of water. But on a stormy day, when the wind comes howling in from the east and smashes against that cliff face, something absolutely wild happens. The wind literally grabs the water and blows it straight back up, turning it into this fine mist that just drenches the entire viewpoint. I'm telling you, to see a waterfall flowing backwards, that is something you will never, ever forget. So you've got the incredible visuals, right? But there's more to this place. It holds a few secrets that add a whole other layer to the experience. And it all starts with this really strange, almost ghostly sound you might hear. Imagine this. You're standing there, taking it all in, and then you hear it. A low, steady, wailing sound. It's weird. It almost sounds like a distant choir, or maybe a church organ playing somewhere far away. So what is it? Some old legend? Is it just the wind whistling through the rocks? Well, the truth is a little less spooky, but honestly, it's just as fascinating. That sound, it's coming from the safety fence. Yeah, the fence. The metal pipes have these little holes in them, and when the wind blows through at just the right speed and the right angle, the whole railing turns into this giant,
accidental musical instrument. It creates this totally surreal, one-of-a-kind soundtrack for your visit.
And thinking about stuff like that really helps you grasp the enormous timeline of this place. I mean, the same volcanic chaos that created Kilt Rock, it also perfectly preserved dinosaur footprints from the Jurassic period. You can actually see them just a few minutes away at Staffen Beach. Fast forward a few million years, and Viking settlers show up. They named the area Staffen, which comes from an Old Norse word for pillars. They were talking about these exact basalt columns. So when you stand here, you're literally standing in the middle of a story that's millions and millions of years old.
Okay, so if all this has you wanting to pack your bags and go see it for yourself, what do you actually need to know? Let's go through some practical tips to make sure you get the absolute most out of a trip to this incredible spot. Right. First things first, timing is key. Your best bet is to get there either super early or later in the day to avoid the big tour bus crowds. And here's a pro tip. The cliff faces east, so sunrise can be absolutely breathtaking. Now, a serious heads up. The wind here is no joke. Seriously, hold on to your hat, hold on to your phone. If you have a drone, be extremely careful. The wind thermals are super unpredictable. And there's a strict no drone zone during seabird nesting season to protect the wildlife. Oh, and one more thing. While you're looking down, keep your eyes peeled. You might get lucky and spot some dolphins in the water below.
Logistically, getting there is super easy. It's right on the A855 road. There's a big car park right on site, though you do have to pay a small fee. The really great news is that the whole viewing area is level, so it's completely accessible for wheelchairs. Just one thing to keep in mind. There might be a snack bar open in the summer, but there are no toilets there, so, plan ahead for that. In the end, a visit here is so much more than just a good photo op. It's a really raw, humbling experience with the forces of nature. It's one of those places that just reminds you of the incredible power and the sheer artistry of the natural world. And it definitely leaves you with a pretty clear idea of who or what is really in charge on the Isle of Skye.